Alright, and I think we should be live. Wonderful. Uh, there we go. Hey Kiwi, hey Salsa, welcome. So, uh, sorry, it's been a while since I've last streamed, but well, I mean, I've been having a rough time. Ella? Oh yeah. Have you been talking to an Ella a lot lately, or? Always kind of like the name Ella. It's kind of cute. Um, yeah, I figured. Oh well. I don't know, you never know. Um, but as I said, I've sorry for not really having streamed lately. I've been very I wouldn't say very sick, but at least sick enough to the point where life has been rough. And while I've been sick, I've been trying to work out this whole world eater issue because, oh my God, it's been killing me. So I did some additional research, and no matter how I work around, this is a test world, by the way, just so I can fit the machine to our precise needs. Uh, so like this is a copy of the hardcore world, so I'm just gonna design the world eater or make sure it fits and works in here before we take it to the actual hardcore world, which is why you're seeing me flying around. That's probably a good place to start. Um, that annoys me because I would. No, that's probably going to fit. So if I break the link here, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Uh, so if I break the link here, hmm, nah, I think we're gonna break it there instead. Alright, perfect. Hey, Eclipse. Wait, pardon? Thumbnail? Which thumbnail? I'm. Ah, right. Yeah. No, it's apparently it's who been texting the most. And welcome Draco and Eclipse. Um, it's just yeah. I think he means that bit there. 1, 2, and 3. I think it's like apparently like this, right? So texting gives XP every stream, um, and that sort of gives you a crown inside of the world or inside of it. So where am I? Oh shit. Right. So if I grab that. Well, I mean, I've been sick the last couple of days and couple of days, almost for a week now. Um, still am. So we haven't made any progress whatsoever. But while I've been sick and not streaming, um, while I haven't been streaming, I've been trying to figure out how to make the World Eater work. Um, and I found this other design that I could make work in the design world, right? So this design works. Now I've made a copy of the hardcore world, Nah, I'm all right with build. I'm making it, but uh, so now we're just like I made a copy of the world, so I could make this machine in here fit it to our precise needs and make sure that it does indeed work before we run it. Yeah, same solar cell, same. I don't know. I think paper is probably one of the best things you can lick, comparative, or at least better than most of the things you've been licking. Um, so now uh, I need to copy from here and all the way down. Wait, hold on. Am I getting it? Oh, hmm. We're gonna take it one step further. Now I just need to go all the way down here. You guys are odd, all of you. Well, to be fair, Cliff seems to be the most normal one right now. To be fair to him. And so if I go up here and go like this, then all this in. Good. We're then gonna save this as the return station. One return station world eater save schematic. Alright. And now we're gonna go do something drastic. Instead, we're gonna go ahead and delete all of it. Yeah, I suppose you might be right, Zorsel, but you should probably not lick anything. Alright, so if I pull this line across, just for, yeah, I know. Kinda odd that way, but yeah, I know. I can't imagine that either, Kiwi, so. So we're pulling this across to make sure we get the perfect lineup. Right, because if I can line that up, then everything should be good. Mm. Wait, did I cut the wrong piece? Oh no, I think we've been... Alright, brain. Why don't I butterfly click? No, because my mouse doesn't support butterfly clicking. Well, turns out this is in the wrong... Like I copied the wrong end. So we are quickly gonna have to fix that by removing all of it, copying the right end, and then popping it in. How embarrassing. Delete. It also means that, oh, that schematic there doesn't work. Give me a second. Wait. Let's actually clear out in our schematics. It's been a while, and I have way too many in there now. So we go into schematics. And I'm just gonna go ahead and delete quite a bit of this. Mm. All right, perfect. All right, so let's just do this the right way now. See, this is a lot easier to work with, isn't it? All right, so let's turn it around so it's like this. No, sorry. So it's like this. Bring that all the way over here. Mm. I don't know how far out it actually goes. What if we bring it over here? Let's see, move to player. We need to bring all of this further to the side. That's objectively not true. Alright, there we go. Okay. Let's just bring it one down for ease of lining it up, because this is the engine part. This is what we need in there. So we're now gonna go ahead and paste that in. Paste that in. We're then gonna go over here. We have the line here, which is really nice because it makes it easy to look around. Okay, so this is the last piece of TNT I need. I think we're gonna cut it right here. Oops. Right here. Because I think that is perfect for... Yeah, good. So this is going to be where we cut it off. No, that's not true. That is a fallacy. So we delete this part. Brain struggling to work this out, but we're getting there. Just gonna make this come across all the way down. That doesn't matter. That will get blown up. But perfect. Oh, just gonna, because it bothers me. Because now we should be able to copy this. That should be way out. Good. We're going to copy this part here. So we can easily plop it in. Let's just move it a bit down. Doesn't need to be bigger than... Alright, we're going to copy that. We're going to say schematic, save schematic. One return station world eater. Save schematic. Because now we can go ahead and delete this entire thing. Hey Julie, it's been a while. Alright, so I now go all the way down here and we essentially just pop it so it fits with this line here. And then all should be good, I think. So if I say load schematic, one return. And if I then paste this into the world, the fit should be immaculate. What's up, Salsa? Yes, the fit is perfect. The fit is indeed perfect. So this is how it's supposed to be. Before we do anything, I'm just gonna grab the entire schematic. Ah, right. Oh, if you remember it, let me know. So we got one. We copy this editor, save schematic, full world eater, save. All right. Now I remove that, and now we check whether or not it actually works. This is going to be the interesting part, because I can only like really find 2 world eater designs that actually works. Or supposedly works, and the first we've already tried and that doesn't work for us, so I mean, it's a laggy affair, but Sweepers are coming along. Though this machine is laggy as all heck. Oh, that's the last thing I wanted to see. Why is that happening? Why is this happening? Can I fix that by simply placing a torch? No. What about here? No. What about here? No. What about right here? No. Here? No. Uh. Here? 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 What about there? Here? Hmm. I don't know. Why did this happen? Oh no. Oh no. uh. Hmm. Okay. We might. Since we have the entire thing copied, I might just try and delete the entire thing and try and run it again. Because this seems kind of rough. Not gonna lie. Okay, so we're gonna try and paste it in here. Oh. Ew. I need to paste it up here. Hey, Herobine, welcome. Oh, sorry, gaming guy. Yeah, I'm sorry. I am going to read the Switch chat. I'm just a bit slow today. A bit extra slow. So this should be a perfect fit. We're just gonna double check. Okay, perfect. Paste. Alright, see you later, Eclipseman. How have you been, gaming guy? Sorry for not responding. It's Still a bit sick, so I'm a bit slow on the uptake here. And this takes a lot of my remaining brain power. Getting this sort of figured out. So it should work the second I remove this, but do I then just need to rush towards the area here? No, it gets stuck on something there. So I suppose that's likely a copy mistake? Because this is missing something. Likely, I would imagine. Yeah, we also don't see the last World Eater launch here. Well, the last bit of it. Alright, so we delete the entire thing again. You're going to Germany tomorrow. And I probably know what you're gonna do there. Do I? Is it the Berlin trip for which most of everyone goes through? Or what is it? Go to Berlin for school? I don't know. Buy wine or cigarettes? Or tons of candy? Wine, cigarettes, and candy, isn't that sort of the reason most people go to Germany? Or am I horribly mistaken? Alright, so we're gonna have to paste in the full one again. Because we had a mistake on the move to player. Good. Well, I mean, it's always nice to have a bunch of candy. Oh, you do so? Hmm. Well, I suppose my voice must be calming to you in some way then. Gotta move this all the way. To the right spot. Check. Then we paste this in, paste schematic. The stream is frozen? Give me a second. It shouldn't be now. There you go. Thank you for letting me know, though. So the weird thing about this is I don't quite know where I need to cut the machine in order to make it work. So I suppose we'll have to figure that out first. Like, I don't know where to cut this. I would like, I thought it was on this redstone block here. Let's just try that. And then we're gonna let it bounce back and forth once before I make the entire copy again. What am I gonna do for redstone? Oh, sorry, for for dinner. I think I'm gonna make myself some sort of soup. I reckon that's probably a good idea. Wait, no, I can't do that. So if I need to remove this, and then we're gonna check whether or not it works as intended. You have started to building a mega factory in Satisfactory. Nice. Well, I mean, getting to the end game in any game is always sort of cool. Okay, so that is all good. Now, the question is whether or not I get the last bit here to move. I don't. Okay, so the redstone block clearly wasn't the right place to cut. Really? See, that's how it's supposed to run. Where it essentially just like, wait, where is it cut off here? That's actually a learning opportunity right here. Oh, it is cut off, but no. So I need, okay, I need that inside of it. Okay. Hey, Leon. Oh, sorry, Leo. Welcome. We're sort of working on the world eater here today, making sure that it works and fits the area. Delete. Ah, right, since it moved down. Ah, that's kind of. Huh. Oh no, did I delete all of that? Oh no. Wait, hold on. So if I go slash fill this, we rush all the way down here. You made an international birth. Pardon? Not quite sure I understand. Fill this to this. Iron block. There we go. Much easier than removing it by hand. Wait, hold on. I still need to. I can go down into this corner and go. Ah, right. Well, that's okay. Brain lagging behind. Okay. So I delete everything in between that block. Actually, if I move down for this one, I can get some of the floating bits too. So you think I'm like 70? Oh, well, I suppose. The stream is frozen again? Really? Why does it keep on freezing? That's so annoying. Sorry about that. Don't know quite what's going on with it, but do let me know. Okay. Delete. That should remove all of that. Nice. Okay, and so we try to pop the thing in again. And now I know it needs to be after the two. Wait, why is this still here? Ah, that's kind of funny. I mean, I will tell you guys, I am younger than 69 years old. Huh. But I mean, I sort of figured you guys already knew. Okay, so load schematic. Now turn the schematic around. It's frozen again, isn't it? Why? Hello? No, it should be good. I just need to figure out what's going on. Right, so what layer is this? 63? Okay. We're gonna move all of this. Oh no. Oh. That's a good question. Hey Blazon, welcome. Yeah, I'm not 67, that's or 69 or whatever. The stream is frozen. Jesus Christ. What if I try and do work on this display? Capture specific window, yeah. Maybe I'm just not allowed to put it full screen today. Who knows? Alright, so we're gonna move this to the side. To the side. To the other side. You're guessing I'm in my in my 30s, gaming guy? I'll give you guys a hint. I'm definitely somewhere between 2 and 69 years old. Well, I'm trying to make this thing work and cut it in the right place where I need to cut it so the sweepers don't break, but turns out that that is almost beyond my capabilities. Oh, no idea, no idea. Well, you never. Oh, Leo. All right, so I need to cut this. Right. Let's just bring this through again. Since not having it is making this excessively difficult. Alright, check. So I need to cut it right after this and not after that. This is unneeded. But, okay, so I cut it here. Because otherwise it will attempt to get other stuff with it. Let's just try and grab this, right? Well, here. And see where that lines up with this. Okay, so that lines up right there. Okay. Let's put both there. Remove that. I don't know. I've during the days here where I've been sick, I've been trying to muster the courage and the energy to make this work, like with different world eaters. I only found 2 world eaters that claim that still work in our patch. And the one of them is the one we already had. Built once, and that one clearly didn't work for us. And I even tried it in creative, and I couldn't make it work. Whereas this works, it's just this thing that sort of bothers me. But let's try and run it at this size. I don't know, because it's fun, I suppose. Okay, let's see. Does everything move as it's supposed to? Is the end is smooth? No, it's not. Why is this happening? I do not understand why this gets stuck here. Hold on. Put that there. Move this up. And go delete. Now we're gonna move that in here. You don't need to spam it. Delete. Alright. Schematic. Let's figure this out one more time. Move to player. Wait, pardon? I'm not enforcing. Wait, sorry. Let me just. I'm not ignoring you. What are you on about? I'm not. Pardon? Uh. Oh, sorry. You're just getting drowned out, and my brain is getting kind of slow. Um, yeah, and my head was spinning in there before we even started. Um, hey, JC Strike. It is a very big project. We're currently working on in a test world. Um, sort of trying to fit this world eater in because it's been eating up at my life. But I'll show you the actual hardcore world. Yeah, and it is pretty close to breaking my brain for sure. Because we had this world eater in, but as you can see, it didn't work. Um, let's just turn on the shaders for niceties. Let's do a world tour. Let's do a good old world tour. Um, right. So everything's good. Yeah, good. Um, this is the project we've been working on for the last 685 days, which is absolutely insane. Um, like cleaning out all the water, making the trenches, uh, making the area down here, which turns out I didn't need to. But whatever, it's okay. Um, as for the actual hardcore world, we have that over here, or what we used the first 2,000 days on making. Um, we built everything here. We transformed a small village down here into this more fantasy style thing. We built the mountains. Back there, way back in the day, there used to be a woodland mansion, but we bombed that away to make the mountains and the skull. Um, we've been living out. The snow effect is actually from Euphoria shaders, which is an addition to complementary shaders. So I can show you. Give me just a second. Um, so Euphoria patches is what it's called. Is it frozen again? Really? I don't know what's going on. Right. So Euphoria patches is what makes the snow. Um, right. So this is the hardcore world. Yeah, I know. I know. It's absolutely amazing getting into like some of the bigger projects. Mm. Well, so the in the shaders in these Euphoria patches here, you can patch it for. Is it in here? Well, either snowy world, so it's always snowy, but you can also set it for seasons, which I have set it for somewhere. Which is why you'll see that sometimes all the leaves here turn brown, um, except for the pink ones. Oh yeah, oh no. Uh, all right, see you later. See you later, Blazon. Thank you, and you too, man. Have a wonderful day, yeah. Um, yeah, the Skull Island I'm really happy about. Uh, but it is Like that was the first big build of the world, and trust me, it was very rough building it. Getting the amount of bone blocks, I cannot uh, even begin to tell you how. All right, see you later, Eclipse. How long it took, even though we made like a bunch of uh, bone meal machines. We have this one, we have that one, which is a pretty major one. I think this produces 10,000, this produces 40,000. Huh. Well, everyone, uh, thank you for becoming the first member, I suppose. Uh, and then we have the two extra, I don't know how to deal with this here, Brian. I, oh wait, I do. I do know how to deal with this. Give me just 1 second. Because I have a reward for the first member. I didn't tell anyone about this, but um, because I wanted it to be a surprise and I didn't want anyone to become a member or a subscriber or whatever we're gonna call it uh, for for that particular reason. So I didn't tell anyone about this, but there was a reward for this. Yeah, well, I mean, we have a name tag, right? Um, uh, so, and we have a very special someone in my world. We have this guy down here. And currently he's name tagged something else. But now you have the rarest mob in our world currently. Which is was the reward for being the first to do that, I suppose. You are in a cage. You are in a cage. Well, I mean, now you have a named mob, named hostile mob. I do plan on making a mob museum at some point. Um, Same. That was indeed a skeleton with a sword. We found him while we were. Wait, where's my my must be over here then. Um, Shulker with fireworks. Um, he picked up a sword that was on the ground, all naturally, which is kind of rare, at least in the overworld, and I had never seen it before. So we have him down here, which is I really like him. It's I was absolutely flabbergasted when we found him. So, but JC, the biggest build of our world currently is this over here. Um, it took so long to build, though it pales in comparison in what we're working towards right now. But It is the biggest build of the world. Yeah, it would have been really cool if he was left-handed, but I'm plenty happy with it happening in the overworld. Uh, like, cause that is pretty rare. It happens fairly often in the Nether. If you like when you're by the Wither Skeleton farm. All right, see you later, Julie. Have a wonderful day. Um, uh, it took a long time building this. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I just don't have. I was planning on making some emojis, but then I got really busy at work, and now I'm sort of sick. So, well, I could actually work on some. I could have worked on emojis while I was sick. That would have been a good idea. Yeah, we spent a lot of time trying to make this, and it's sort of part of the world's lore. So essentially, um, let me give you a quick rundown of the lore, right? So many, many years ago in this world, I mean thousands of years ago, according to the lore, um, there was a great battle of evil and good, right? Demons and the rest of the world, pretty much. Um, I am a Java player. This is all in Java. Um, but this skull is supposed to represent the Demon King's skull that is resting here on top of the mountaintop as a constant reminder of a different time. Why have my frames dropped like this? Um, and all the races of this world banded together. It's supposed to be a fantasy world. Um, why am I lacking so hard? Is it the iron farm that's been clocked up too hard? Because this is ridiculous. Uh, let's just try and. But anyway, as I was saying, the forces of good and evil battled, and eventually the forces of good, of course, won, because that's what they're supposed to do. And the Demon King fell. Now, each nation in my world that we're going to be making going forward is going to be having a guardian that, like, is an elder race for for protection, or rather, that banded together with a particular people, right? So this village here was protected, or is now overseen by one of the dragons that was around during the war, which is the one that is floating way above. We're also gonna see, like, I plan on making different kinds of uh, why is it so laggy? I suppose I did update my Euphoria patches without updating the rest. Hmm. We might try and devolve the Euphoria then. Bum 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 bum. Euphoria patches, versions. want to find 1.21 flat. Let's try with. Wait, hold on. We can go further back. 21.5, 21.3, 21.3, 21. There we go. Install that version. Alright, let's just quickly try and run it then. So essentially, whenever we're going to be building a new city, we're going to have to come up with a guardian design. Currently, we only have the small city or the small village, but I do have plans of in the future to make major towns and capitals and stuff like that. All right, let's take a look whether or not. Well, he sure is silly at times. Let's see. Didn't become a lot better, but I might have to look at the oh, well, yeah, nah, it did become quite a bit better. That's nice. Okay. So what I was saying is, each city is gonna have a guardian protecting it. And this is sort of supposed to be just a adventure city where that lives off tourism for most parts. I try to give every single part of my world a logical reason why it's here. Wait, hold on. I'm getting an error message on stream now. Let's just take a look at this. Alright, it all seems good. Alright, yes. So JC, if you do end up subscribing, I have a thing where I name a axolotl after all of my subscribers and subscribers and followers on Twitch. So if you do end up subscribing, let me know, because then I'll pop you in here alongside the almost 300 axolotls that are in here by now, since we started that thing. But yeah, do let me know. But let's get back to trying to actually make this work here. The world eater which we need to build in this very particular spot. Oh my. So do let me know, JAC, if you do subscribe, because then I'll jump over into the hardcore world and give you an axolotl. Until then, we'll be working on this thing. Schematic into world. Right, so this is what we need to make sure actually has the right size for the well, in that case, let's get you your axolotl. Nah, dude. Like that's gonna take the rest of the day. Mm. Oh, that's actually. I quite like having the shaders on when I fly in here. Now I still think everything looks pretty alright without the shaders, but this looks so much better with. Yeah, doesn't it? I might make a world eater, quote unquote, in the end at some point. I imagine some sort of major worm. Alright, so JC, um, you have a pick of the colors we currently have access to. So we have the pale pink, the yellow, sort of a brownish one, a greenish one, and a white one. Which would you prefer? Really, is it frozen again? That's so annoying. Like I updated my my OBS before starting stream, and it seems like that is having some issues. But yeah, anyway, I have the pale pink, yellow, brownish, green, and white axolotl you can choose from. Is it not running again? I feel like I see the fish jumping on my screen. Green? In that case, I don't know. Green is the one you're gonna get then. JC underscore striker. Strike. And do you probably want it in full caps lock. Strike. There we go. Oh, really? Hmm. Hmm. I'll have to take a look at that at some point. But welcome to the world, JC. I hope you're gonna enjoy it in here in the tank. Well, actually, let's go. Nah, we'll do that later. Alright, let's head back to the site and head over into the creative world so I can make sure that this thing works before we build it. It should be good right now, right? Oh yeah, I actually saw that there for a second. On my side too. Oh. Oh, so we're heading to the test world. And now it's just completely black. Alright, well then, there you go. Because I need to cut this machine off at some point. Because I want this piece of TNT to drop. Because that's going to hit the edge. What if I try and cut it here? Here instead. Like right on the edge. Is there any slime that's going to get in the way of that? No. I feel like I have tried cutting it there, but we'll try again, I suppose. So right here. Yeah, of course. Of course. Mm. So we'll build this up so I can remove all of the stuff in here. Delete. Oops. Delete. Pardon. What? Uh, right, let's try here. Because apparently it was not quite in the place where it needs to be. So we're gonna delete that too. Good. Uh, remove the schematic. And then we're gonna try and launch it to see whether or not that is the right spot to... Now I got black again. Really? Why is it you go black? What if I do this? Alright. Let me know if it freezes up again. Alright, so we are... Oh, hold on, now I moved chat out of the way so I can't actually see it. There you go. Yeah, of course, also. You can always talk. Okay, so I do this. I place that back on. I was so close. No, I thought for a second for sure it worked. Why is it that this isn't moving? As it's supposed to. That is really bothering me. Not gonna lie. Oh, whoops. The redstone is indeed not redstoning. Oh wait, hold on. No, I needed to move that over. Oh my god. My adult brain is really having a rough time doing this. Alright, there you go. Alright, delete the entire thing. Don't know why that's there. Indeed. Indeed. Alright, we're gonna try and go here. Load schematic. This load. Rotate it 3 times. Make sure that it fits on the end here. Yeah, same, Irvine, same. I don't understand why this isn't working. I am deeply concerned with why it isn't working. Okay, so paste schematic. Okay, so we've tried cutting it a few places now. Is it because that entire thing needs to be in? Meaning I can't have that in? So if I cut it here instead? I'll try, I suppose. So if we try to cut it right here, it means I'm gonna be losing out on one entire, means I'm probably gonna have to do this bit here by hand by the end of it, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll try that cut. And see whether or not that works. Alright, see you later, Ryan, and thank you for becoming a member. The very first. Uh, I uh, I do appreciate it. Though I'm not quite sure how to act on it. Alright, let's see here. Is you working as you are supposed to now? No, it stops there too. That's hyper annoying. That is really, really annoying. Oh, really? I should remove that stuff. Okay. Nice, damn. I appreciate it, JC. I appreciate it. Alright, I need to recreate this now. Let's just take off the shaders here while we do this. Shaders is not helping with the redstone. Alright, check. So, let's try and put this in here. Rotate it a couple times. Make sure it fits before we paste it in. Yeah, exactly, we need to move it one up at least. You're so happy? Well, that makes me happy to hear that. So we want to make this somehow work, which I'm not quite sure how we're gonna go about, because it continues to be a pain. Welcome back, Pickle. That's good. Hmm. Alright, so we tried cutting it here, here, and here. But I'm not quite sure how or why it isn't working as I want it to. Because I'm pretty sure this is just where it's supposed to be cut, but it's just not working when I cut it there on the redstone. Like it doesn't work when I cut it here, so there must be something wrong with it, with cutting it there. It's also in the middle of a sweeper. Rather, I've been cutting it here. But that really shouldn't make too much of a difference. Why is that happening? Yeah, I think that's probably condensed milk is pretty good for stuff like that. Why is that redstone different than this redstone? Because this cuts that in two. I don't know, but we'll try and remove all of that and then run the machine. Again, that means we're gonna have to do manual labor on the end there, but I'm alright with that. We can always either just set up a small CNC bomber for that in like that bit in particular, or we can do something else. But for now, let's see whether or not that works. It does not, and I do not understand why it doesn't. Why can I not cut it? Why can this not be cut? It is beyond my comprehension why this doesn't work as it's supposed to. Wait, hold on. Let's just try and... Wait, so if I do that, now I have a visual representation. Let's just also try and launch it again to see whether it's gonna experience the same sort of issues on the smaller bit here. Okay, so it is. Why does it... Let's just let it fly back and forth a couple of times. Well, there isn't really a less... And now it's messing up there too. That is indeed super annoying. That is indeed super, super annoying. Well, it's gonna hurt even more to try and mine it out manually, but yeah, I must admit I have been considering it. I have been considering it. It's just a lot of water that's gonna be in here. Like, down here somewhere, there's a major water lake that we've come across before. Well, in that case, it might be easier just to find it over here. Like, we know there's a major water lake underneath this. Somewhere. Oh. Alright, gaming guy, see you later. Thank you. This is not just 80 hours, dude. Like, this bit down here took, what, 40 hours? And this is much smaller than the rest. And I didn't have to fight with a bunch of water down here. But like there are these pools here, and we're gonna have to remove all the lava manually and stuff. Yeah. So now imagine like it's gonna be at least 120 hours just pure mining this out. And then I'm not even accounting for also having to remove water. But it might just be that we're getting down to having to do it manually. Which really sucks. Yeah, I might. Because it's just a lot of water to remove by hand. But it would be so much more convenient. I could try to just run TNT tubers over it and then remove the water afterwards. Mhm. Mhm. Well, it's at least more interactive, that's for sure. But I think this is also about what my brain can handle for today. I was really hoping I could figure out the world here. I wonder if it's... Wait, hold on. That might be it. Wait. I think I might just have cracked something here. But give me a second. That's not just my brain. But I do need open folder, schematics. All right, hold on. I have an idea here. And this is gonna reveal whether I'm right or not. Yeah. Oh wait, this is the hardcore world. It's not the one we can do it in. We need to go to the test world. Alright, it is removed. That's nice. Let's just try and do it from here. Load. Load. Rotate, rotate, rotate. I'll take off the shaders. Hey, Fawn. Welcome. Alright, let's try and move this into place. Because if it is what I think it is, this is also pretty close. I can do the rest by hand if this is what works. Alright, let's just try and launch this part of the machine here. Alright, well, so we have actually found. Okay, hold on. That moves down. Place that there. Here, here. And let's just try and delete the machine. For now. Because I think I might just have learned something. Yeah, it did go down. It did go down. It actually was working. But it was just the smaller variant of it. Which I really don't want. So configure, rotate, rotate, rotate. Hey, Lindy. Welcome. It's been a wee while. We're currently testing something. I'm testing something in a creative version of the world to make sure that the world eater actually works before we put it in. Oh wait, one. Is it one off? I think it's one off. There we go. Perfect. Well, I suppose I could actually move it a little bit to the side in order to make it fit better on this side. Paste it in. Just go a little bit further with this so I can see where it is. Okay. No, so it is by the redstone. I need to cut it. I just need to. Okay, fine. Yeah, it would be. It would be. Um, but I can't seem to make the bigger version work for some reason. Which means we might just divide the process into uh, two. Which is quite alright. I don't mind that too much. It's still much better than doing it by hand. Um, so if I go over here, load schematic, smaller version, move it one down, rotate a couple times, make sure it fits over here. Yeah, I know, right? Redstone is really, really cool when you actually know what you're doing. Um, but seeing as I have no clue what I'm doing, it's it's kind of a rough workaround. So, so essentially what we're gonna do is have this all here, and then we might make another machine. Like this is gonna take out the majority of it anyways. We might struggle with some water over here on the side. Um, but fact is that this can run as we want it to. And then we might do this manually or with regular tinty tubers. We might come across a bunch of water. Um, Mainly this, and I'm pretty sure there's also some water caves underneath. Oh yeah, no. I like this is someone else's design. I was not doing the. This redstone is not mine. And welcome, Meltdown. Disclaimer: all of the redstone in my world was designed by someone else. I'm just well, I suppose I made the sheep farm, but the sheep farm is the regular design, and I have no idea who stood for that. Well, all right, Meltdown. Have a wonderful day. Um, all right, but we're gonna take this here. So yeah, no, I'm not responsible for making this sort of stuff. I'm absolutely terrible at redstone. Okay, so we want to copy this part here. Editor, save schematic, and we're gonna go return station. 1.1 return station. Save schematic. Now we're gonna delete this part here. Delete that part here. Gonna remove the schematic from there. I'm gonna go. That's gonna be in the way. Well, it's a quick fix. Ah, shit. Oh. Let's just remove everything that's here in the middle. What confused you, Pickle? Hey, Ellie, welcome. Sorry for the late response. I am currently working on a world eater for my hardcore world. We're currently in creative in the test world where it's essentially just the area that I need to clear out that I have sort of cleared out here. Oh no, wait, hold on. That was almost a major mistake. Almost a major mistake. delete all that. Because that should take care of all the floaty bits in here too. Alright, so if I land here, we go schematic placement, return station, load. Ah, of course I have well, maybe. I've sort of been thinking the same thing, that it might be that, but I kind of doubt that it is. Oh, I was pretty close on the eye measurement there. Alright, let's check whether or not it works on this size here. But before we do any of that, we're just gonna go ahead and remove that and make a copy of the size here. Isn't what block up too much? Nah, it's supposed to be on top of the iron here, which is what we're using for as a measurement. That's a good reminder, Kiwi. That seems to me to be big enough. Nice. Let's just go delete this. Save this up and call it world either small and so on the other one I had it on the layer, so you thought, right. Yeah, I did. But like this is just for testing purposes, right? So if I remove this, I'm just gonna fly to the middle here. Can I? Alright, perfect. So all of this looks as it is supposed to. So essentially, I think that is the maximum size. Hey, Fishy, welcome. I think that is about the maximum size of the world here as we can have it. Oh, thank God, I thought it broke over there for a second. We're going to be building it closer to the ground once we get there, because there's no reason to be building it all the way up here. Well, actually, no. We will be building it exactly where it is. Never mind. Oh, my frames really aren't happy about this machine, though. Did I just crash? I wonder. Yeah, I think I did. Huh. So we're probably going to have to lower the render distance. When we actually run the machine. But we have the schematic for it now, which pleases me quite a bit. Which pleases me quite a bit. Yeah, close program. Yeah, I know. Yeah, game crashed. I know. Why did the screen go black? Excuse you? My God. Things are having a rough time. What's going on? Display capture? Okay, there we go. So the game crashed, but things did end up working out, which is just perfect. And I think that's gonna be where we call it a day. Because I am absolutely exhausted. I've also been going for a little bit longer than I thought, but I am feeling kind of queasy now, so I think that's about all I can handle in my sick state. But thank you so much for watching, and I wish all of you all a wonderful day. So cheerio and Joe. Oh no, no, I know, but I try. But anyway, cheerio and Joe out.